Well, welcome back to Steve's Sermon Shorts. I thank you for joining me today as I kind of just go over some things that have been hitting me. And I just wanted to kind of get back. I've been talking about a lot of issues and stuff like that, but I wanted to get back to just my personal Bible time. I'm reading at the end of the book of Deuteronomy. And for those of y'all that know the book of Deuteronomy is Moses' kind of last hurrah as he is talking to the children of Israel who are about to enter into the promised land. It is a book that has all through it, it's talking about him saying, turn to God, keep following God, do what God would have you to do, it'll be good. Don't do what God tells you to do, and it's going to be bad. And the thing that's interesting is I read these last few chapters, it just gives me this picture in my mind of him sitting there as this massive group of people is getting ready to go into the promised land. And he knows he's not. For those of you that may not know the story, God's already revealed to him, you're not going in because of an earlier disobedience that he had had. So Moses knows he's not going into the promised land, and here are all these people who have walked through the desert with him, who he has led, he has tried to get them to follow God. And he is just watching them get ready to go in. And I almost get the picture of this man, this older man, who's looking upon these, what you would almost say, his spiritual children, as they're walking in, and he keeps constantly turn to God. Make sure you do what God do. Do not turn from God. Do what God tells you to do. And it kind of gives me that picture of a parent. Now I can imagine, and I'm not crossed that bridge yet, but when a parent is saying goodbye to their children, they want to make sure that they're giving them the best information and the most important things. When they're getting ready to leave the house and go out on their own, parents probably aren't that interested in, hey, let's talk about the Braves. They're really wanting to know, make sure you're doing this, make sure you do this. And that's the picture I get from Moses here doing this very same thing, that he's saying to them, but while you go into this strange land, make sure you follow the Lord. And he's doing it. And if you read Deuteronomy, it kind of repeats itself to a certain degree. But I think this is just Moses, his emphaticness in telling people this. Well, we need to be the same way. We need to be telling people the same thing. That you turn to God and good things are going to happen. You turn away from God and bad things are going to happen. And we need to repeat that message. Repeat that message to the upcoming generations. Repeat it to our children. Repeat it to our grandchildren. Repeat it to those we work with. Repeat it to those all around us. And let us not stop saying it until we get called home. Because I get this picture of Moses having told everyone as they leave and as they start to go into the promised land, and there's going to be a moment where he's left alone. That they're all gone. But he knows that, hey, for this case, I did what God would have me to do, and now I'm ready to go home. So Christian, are you ready to go home? Are you ready because you have told everyone around you to turn to God, to turn to Jesus Christ, because you keep pointing them to this is what will make life good if you follow God and never turn away from Him. So let us take this example from Moses, and even if we are repetitive, let us be repetitive, because the sentiment will never change. When we follow Jesus Christ and we follow the Lord, good things will happen. When we turn away from Him, bad things will happen. So let us repeat this message and shout it to the rooftops over and over so people will know. All right? See y'all next week.